What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Rooster's Den. I'm Jaime Hernandez. Today we're diving into a commander that just doesn't play your deck, it plays everyone else's. But first, if you are liking my content, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. And also, guys, please do not forget about my secret layer giveaway at the 300, 600, and 900 subscriber mark. At the 300 subscriber mark, I will be giving away one of these 3 secret layers: the Sony PlayStation Uncharted, Horizon Forbidden West, or God of War Norse. At the 600, I will give away one of the remaining 2, and at the 900, I will give away the final one. And these won't be the last of my giveaways, guys. As the channel continues to grow, the giveaways will get bigger and better. But enough of that, guys. You know what we got to do. Hit the music. Today's deck tech is about Maralen, Ascendant, a flying elf fairy that turns every creature you play into pressure, exiling the top 2 cards of your opponent's libraries and letting you steal their spells for free. Maralen is a 4/5 flyer that you cast for 2, black, green, blue, that reads: when Maralen or another elf or fairy enters, exile the top 2 cards of an opponent's library. Once each turn, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the numbers of elves or fairies you control from among cards exiled with Maralen this turn without paying their mana cost. With Maralen, every elf or fairy that hits the battlefield fuels our engines. More creatures mean more exile. More exile means more free spells. We're building wide, attacking libraries instead of life totals, and turning our opponent's best cards into our win conditions. This deck is all about tribal synergy, increment advantage, and explosive turns where we chain spells straight out of exile without paying mana. So if you like disruptive commanders, value engines that scale fast, winning games using your opponent's own cards, you're in the right place. Let's break down Maralen Ascendant. We start off with the heart of the deck, the creatures. We have 33 of them. 30 of them are either elves or fairies to help our commander's ETB trigger. And of those 30, 10 of them have flash, so we can trigger our commander on our opponent's turn. Our creatures are Allosaur Shepherds, Deathrite Shaman, Elvish Mystic, Flitterwing Nuisance, Llanowar Elves, Kyrian Ranger, Virulent Emissary, Bitter Blossom, Bloom Tender, Cloud of Fairies, Elvish Warmaster, Fairy Mastermind, Fauna Shaman, Marlif Pixie, Obra Dreaming Duelist, Priest of Titania, Quickling, Spellstutter Sprite, Brazen Borrower, Formidable Speaker, Glanalendra's Guardian, Scion of Una, Aaliyah, Cunning Conqueror, Beast Whisperer, Champions of the Perfect, High Fae Trickster, High Perfect Morkent, Lathriel, Blade of the Elves, Talion, the Kindly Lord, Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, Seedboard Muse, Selfless Saferite, and Craterhoof Behemoth. Next we come to our sorceries. We have 9 of them. Rampant Growth, 3 Visits, Cultivate, and Harvest of Season for our ramp spells. Demonic Tutor, Eldritch Evolution, and Finale of Devastation as our tutors/win cons. Raise the Palisades as a one-sided board wipe, and Bloodline Binding as our reanimation spell. Then we come to our instants. We have 11 of them. They are Crop Rotation and Dark Ritual as more ramp, Vampiric Tutor as another tutor, and Heroic Intervention as some protection, Cyclonic Rift and Deadly Rollick as some more removal. Then we have Flusterstorm, Mana Drain, Spell Stutter, Fierce Guardianship, and Force Negation as our counter spells. Since our commanders that have a huge target on its back due to exiling our opponent's libraries, we're going to need tons of counter spells and interaction to protect her. Now we go to the artifacts. We have 9 of them. We have Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone, the Soul Stone as our ramp cards, Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boot as some more protection, and Cloudstone Curio, Gathering Stone, Vidalcan Warriors finish off the list. The deck is playing with 4 enchantments: Bitter Blossom and Prowess of the Fair as some token generation, Growing Rites of Iklamok as some extra ramp, and Leyline of Anticipation as another flash enabler. This deck is only playing 33 lands due to all the other ramp in the deck. Some of the standouts are Beseiju, Who Endures, Cavern of Souls, and Ottawa Soaring City, Breeding Pool, Overgrown Tomb, Watery Grave, Ivando, Waking Haven, Gaia's Cradle, Three Tree City, Mistrite Village, Uborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, and Yavimaya, Cradle of Grove. This deck has several ways it wants to win. Let's go over them. First, let's start off with the most straightforward way this deck wins. Maralen wants us to go wide with elves and fairies, and once we've done that, Craterhoof Behemoth or Finale of Devastation just ends the game. Finale is doing double duty here. Early in the game it's a tutor, and late game, where X is 10 or more, it gives us the entire board +10/+10 in haste. Between cheap creatures, mana dorks, and cradle style lands, it's easy for this deck to present lethal out of nowhere. Then we go to our second way to win the game, and this is where Maralen really shines. If we have Leyline Anticipation, High Fate Trickster, or Vidalcan Ori on the battlefield, we can play our elves and fairies on each opponent's turn. Every time one enters, Maralen exiles the top 2 cards from an opponent's library, and once each turn we get to cast one of those spells for free. Over a full turn cycle, that's potentially 3 or 4 free spells, all while building our board. Eventually we'll hit a board wipe, a finisher, or even something like Cyclonic Rift, and at that point the game usually just snowballs out of control. Flash creatures equals exile every turn equals more free spells equals wins the game. Next up is Seedborn Muse, which is one of the most scariest cards in the deck. With mana dorks such as Priest of Titania and lands like Gaia's Cradle or Itlamok, we're untapping all of our mana every turn. That lets us use our flash creatures, triggering Maralen multiple times per turn cycle and casting free spells from exile while still holding up interaction. If Seedborn Muse sticks around for a full turn rotation, we're usually so far ahead that the game ends shortly after. Then we have our Cloudstone Curio line. Cloudstone Curio is a sneaky one. Marlen's exile trigger is unlimited, so with Cloudstone Curio and enough mana, we can repeatedly bounce and replay fairies or elves to exile huge portions of our opponent's library, if not the full library entirely. If left unchecked, we'll basically win the game out of nowhere by exiling all of our opponent's libraries, and there's nothing really they can do about it. It is not an infinite combo, but it is a deterministic line that will mill someone's entire library if not interacted with quickly. So this deck will either win by going wide and overrunning the table, or by generating so much value with Maralen that we're usually winning with our opponent's cards. You do not need a single combo to win, the deck just naturally finds one. So that's Maralen, Fey Ascendant, the commander that truly turns every elf and fairy into pressure, every ETB into disruption, and every game into something different. This deck can win by going wide with Craterhoof, by overwhelming the table with value, or by straight up emptying libraries if left unchecked. It rewards tight sequencing, smart targeting, and knowing when to press the advantage. And that's exactly the kind of deck I love to bring to the table. If you're looking for a high-powered commander that plays your opponent's cards better than they do, Maralen is absolutely worth checking out. If you enjoy this deck tech, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Rooster's Den, and let me know in the comments what commander you want to see next, or what upgrades you have for this particular commander. Until next time, I'm Jaime Hernandez with the Rooster's Den. See you guys soon.